So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, you can just allow yourself to take all the time you need to arrive there. And let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch or move your body in whatever ways your body needs to move. As you do your best to not think about these movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but just letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones, muscles, and joints. And trusting your instincts with movements. And following any of those yummy sensations that you feel when you roll out the neck, shoulders, spine, maybe even the hands and the wrists. Just anything at all that you feel called to explore, letting yourself explore those movements. And if at any time what your body is calling for is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move even throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you would like to listen to this in a still position and have not made your way there already, then you may do so whenever you are ready. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you now mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath, calling in fresh, new air into the body, and watching as you fill up to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you can. And holding that for a moment once you are full, to just stay and experience what it feels like to be full of air right now. And then as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. As you exhale bit by bit, and gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now experience this sense of emptiness in the body as you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you, without any need to worry about the actual length of your inhales and exhales and pauses on either side, but just letting each of these parts, each of the 4 parts of your breath, be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling and when you would naturally feel full, just seeing if you can expand your lower belly or the back of your ribs a little bit more to take in one more sip of air. And then when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment as you stay and experience that sense of fullness in the body for a moment longer than you might normally. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, just seeing if you can empty yourself that one bit more and stay in that empty space for an extra moment than you would normally. And just intentionally slow down the process of our breath, and therefore communicating to our body on a deep level, communicating to our nervous system that right now is a time to slow down, to let go, and to relax. And there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe in this slow and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether and allow yourself to step into the role of the observer or the role of the witness. As you come into that perspective or point of view where you are no longer controlling or guiding the rhythm or depth of your breath, but instead you are watching your body as it breathes you. Just as your body breathes when you're in a deep state of sleep. A slow, gentle, and steady breath that comes and goes without any of your direction, without any of your doing. The same way that your heart beats for you. The same way your organs function for you. The same way that all forces of nature occur. And just seeing if you can, even if it's just for a moment, witness the force of nature that is you in your own body. The same way that you witness waves as they roll up along the shoreline. Or the same way you witness staring out at a grand landscape. Not trying to change anything about what it is you are observing, but simply taking it all in. Not trying to see something or feel something specific. Not having expectations of what you will see or feel, but simply showing up and seeing what's there. And that is what this practice and most all healing practices are really about. It's not about getting rid of all bad things, getting rid of all pain and suffering. It's not about escaping the negative sides of life, but it is about showing up for yourself and your life exactly as it already is, which will always be a unique combination of things that we call good and things that we call bad, positive and negative, joy and sorrow. And so you can just notice if there's any voices popping up in your head or feelings in the body of resistance. Resistance to what you are hearing, maybe, or resistance to what you are feeling. And just know that the moment you notice that there is a voice of resistance, maybe in the form of should thoughts, saying I should be feeling anything other than what I'm currently feeling. You can just know that the moment you notice that there is a voice within you that is resisting, that automatically brings you back to that role of the observer, which is where we try to stay and continually bring ourselves back to for this type of practice. And so even if your eyes are closed right now, you can just see, feel any resting expression that is on your face. And make note of any emotions that could be communicated by this resting expression on the face. Maybe the jaw is rather tense. The brow could be furrowed. The nostrils could be flared, or even the chin or ears could be holding some tension. And you can again just let your awareness of these areas of resistance or tension be all that you need to instead allow these areas to open and soften and release. As you just let your jaw hang into place, as your tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. And you let that softness in your mouth naturally spread and expand and release your chin even further, the nostrils, the cheeks, the upper jaw and the ears, the eyelids, the eyebrows, and even allowing your hairline to feel like it's softening back as you just let your forehead be wide and deep. Even feeling your eyeballs resting in their sockets. Allowing your brain to rest in your skull. As you let that sense of release that sense of trust with your own anatomy naturally spread throughout the entire body. As the shoulders and the arms soften even further. The muscles across the abdomen, the pelvic floor and the glutes. All the muscles down the legs, almost rolling off of the bones. As the feet and toes relax as well. As you just remember the innate safety that you possess within this body. Remembering how when you let go and fully relax, every single night when you enter a deep state of sleep, never are you crushed and never do you float away, but you are always, always held right where you need to be. With the comfort and support of the earth beneath all of our feet, and the force of gravity holding all of us to this earth, the safety of our skin hugging our muscles, bones, everything in between, our organs, and just keeping everything intact. Just remembering that there is absolutely nothing that you need to be doing right now. There is nothing that you should be doing right now. As this is not a doing or a thinking process. This is a process of listening, of feeling and receiving. Approaching this, and as much as you can in life, from a curious perspective. It is so easy for all of us to fall into routines and the mundane, and to not be super excited or jazzed about life. And that is totally normal and another part of life as well. But we can always remember and remind ourselves just how incredible it truly is that all of this is here. That you are here. Remembering all of the generations of love that has been required for you to exist right now. All of your ancestors that have contributed to your life story. You remember the magic and miracles that happen every single day when flowers grow and open up and bloom and look toward the sun. The constant wonder that can always be found just when we step outside our door. When we look up at the sky. when we simply listen to what is normally called silence, and listen to just how many sounds actually exist within silence. And listen to that symphony of the universe, your unique listening experience, as what you hear will always be unique to you, with the special shape of your ears and how they take in sound, mixed with your own attention and awareness, and what you choose to tune into and what you choose to fade out. And just remembering how our awareness and our intentions do have an effect, do have an impact on what we experience. They are not in total control, and we will never be in total control. And I'm pretty sure that all of us, if we were to ever experience having total control, we would all hate it. And so there is a great comfort and freedom that can come with acknowledging and accepting that we don't have total control. And that there's a certain amount of things that are in our control. And all we can do is the best that we can with what we are given, with what we know at the time, and with what is in our control. And the rest is up to fate, and we can choose how we react to the rest as well, for the most part. And just be so kind and patient with yourself. And forgive yourself for anything that you are yearning to be forgiven for. Maybe something that you've already been forgiven for from the outside, but there's a part of you that still hasn't forgiven yourself. Just let now be a time, if it feels right to you, to lean into that, to exhale into that, and to actually forgive yourself for whatever it is. Because no matter what, we always do the best we can with the information that we have and with the resources we have, and in those specific circumstances. And so you can give some love and kindness and understanding to any past version of yourself that yearns for forgiveness. And you can gift that to yourself Forgiveness is for giving. And you can give that gift to you and lighten your load. Make any amends that need to be made if they haven't been, and move forward with this new wisdom and a deeper understanding of yourself and who you would prefer to be in this world. Because that is something that is so valuable that can sometimes go overlooked when we make mistakes in life. Is that when we do something that we feel shame about, is that it teaches us how we want to be, how we don't want to be, and therefore how we do want to be. And what actions best reflect how we see ourselves and how we want to show up in this world. And all we can do is just take mindful steps forward and do our best to move in the direction that we feel called to move in. To move in the direction of your own passions, your own interests, and the things that you feel undeniably drawn toward. Even the ones that are really scary. Because oftentimes things that we are afraid to try doing are things that we would really excel at. And so you can, again, stay in that curious perspective as much as you can and just try. Just see what happens if you try. You might surprise yourself. And so you can just take a moment now to re-soften your body and any tension that has crept back within any of the muscles. Just exhale it all out of you and allow yourself to be exactly as you already are, with the knowledge that you are already on your way to exactly where you want to be. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you just feel this contact of your palms and fingertips to one another, and you let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. And you just feel all of this power that is generated through you, the rhythm of your own heartbeat, your own direct line of connection to whatever source or force allows all of our hearts to beat. And so you can take a final deep and full breath into the body, letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. And taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.